Hi everyone, it's Sunday, December 15th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. The U.S. market is really starting to feel like a broken record because prices have been stuck at steady levels now for at least a couple of months. Of course, given the past few years, that's not such a bad thing. Sellers said the week was more subdued than the previous one, which had actually turned out to be pretty active as far as sales volumes, because that was evident in the export sales numbers. With regard to sales of regular weight heavy Texas steers during the week, they were scant once again. The trading reported was largely steady at $28 on 66.68 pounds, with one trade down a little at $26.50 on 64.66 pounds. With regard to the cow market, there was little change given that a number of sellers are rather well positioned, and that said, a few incremental price increases were logged during the week. With regard to U.S. slaughter, for the week, it was estimated to be 100,000, just a couple of percent lower than last week's 2019 high of 679,000. Combined export sales for the week ending December 6th were a healthy 712,100, and combined shipments were 621,300. In our observations this week, we take a closer look at the export shipment numbers and what those actually were for this year. Moving over to Europe, editor Andrea Guolo says that the best grades of English 36 plus ox are selling at 78 pence per kilo, which is now considered the reference price. In Ireland, the situation is still similar, but the price starts at 75 cents in euros and goes up to 80 cents for small, high-quality lots. With regard to cows, Andrea says prices are still generally steady, with some in-demand origins very difficult to find. In the bull sector, he says that prices were unchanged, but origins of lesser quality might be in for some changes. In his analysis this week, Andrea takes a look at the Brexit vote and what increased protectionism could mean for the market, especially if the U.S. goes forward with tariffs on various European products, such as those from France. He also assesses how the next year might start and what sectors are probably looking at another negative year in 2020. From South America, editor Ronald Guiel reports from Brazil that rawhide prices are under pressure. Fresh hides are now selling at 57 cents in reals. Last week, there was a shift of more than 10 cents in the exchange rate. So in U.S. dollars, there's still 14 cents per kilo. TR1 remains firm after last week's increase and is still selling for 55 U.S. cents per square foot. In other news from Brazil, the latest statistics show that November's hide and leather exports were down over 26% year on year and down nearly 10% from October. You'll want to check out this week's report because we have all the CICB statistics for you. Among the stories, we also have an item on the temporary closure of 11 slaughterhouses by JBS. From elsewhere in Latin America, Argentina's government has lightened the tax burden on hides and skins. Mexico's leather industry is attracting more business for a number of reasons, and Peru imported 43 million pairs of footwear by October. We're also going to mention our international report because last week we had some great statistics on China's hide imports in October, as well as listings of the top importing tanneries in China, so you might want to have a look at those. That's all we have for today. Next week will be our last report for 2019, so until then, good night from HideNet.